Hi there, it's Jenna Hollenstein from Eat to Love, and I wanted to talk to you today about something a little bit different. This book, The Four Noble Truths of Love, was just published by my friend Susan Piver, and I wanted to talk to you about it a little bit for a couple of reasons, which will become apparent shortly. So just to let you know who Susan is someone who is very special to me. She is my meditation teacher, and she's also a dear friend. We co-teach an online course called the Open Heart Project Meditation Instructor Training Program, which helps people like dietitians, therapists, yoga teachers learn how to teach meditation to their students and clients. And she's also the founder of an online meditation center called the Open Heart Project. And for those of you who know her or know of her, she is as wonderful as she seems. And for those of you who don't know her, I just wanted to let you know that the person who wrote this book is not a love expert or a relationships expert. She is a normal person, a wonderful, amazing person who has created a life around paying attention in a certain way to her own mind, her own heart, and her own relationship. And she shares a lot about that journey and what she's learned in viewing relationships through the lens of the Four Noble Truths in this book. So the Four Noble Truths are the first teaching that the Buddha gave upon attaining enlightenment. And the first noble truth is that there is suffering in life. Sometimes it's just considered life is suffering, but a lot of people think that means that life sucks or everything is terrible. And it's not that. It's just that suffering is an inevitable part of life. The second noble truth is that the cause of suffering, or the root of suffering, is the desire for the first noble truth to not be true. So basically, our wish to not suffer makes us suffer all the more. And the third noble truth is the cessation of suffering, which is essentially that we can cease suffering. And the fourth noble truth is the path, how to do this, which includes meditation. So the Four Noble Truths of Love, on the other hand, are that relationships never stabilize. So just like suffering is an inevitable part of life, in the Four Noble Truths of Love, it's relationships never stabilize. The second noble truth is that expecting relationships to be stable is what makes them unstable. So that wish for safety and comfort is what makes us suffer so much. The third noble truth is that meeting the instability together is love. And she gets into a little bit more about what that really means to meet the instability together. And then the fourth noble truth is the path to liberation, which includes meditation. So it's a wonderful book. I've read it already 3 times, but I wanted to let you know why I think it's relevant to us in our work, and those of us who are interested in food and body and eating and how to orient ourselves to our world. The first reason is because many of us have beliefs about relationships in reference to our bodies, in the sense that we think, and this is part of this idea of magical eating, we think like, when I find the perfect diet, when I perfect my body, I won't suffer as much, including my relationships will be better. It won't be uncomfortable to be with my partner, or it won't be uncomfortable to date and to consider being a partner with someone. And I think that this book really helps reassure us that that is not true, and it's also not really a form of safety to be thinking this. We're not able to have alive, dynamic, true relationships when we try to put them in boxes like this. They're just too unpredictable, just like everything else. And the second reason I thought this was relevant to us is related to a video that I posted a couple of weeks ago after I came home from Marcy Evans and Fiona Sutherland's Body Image Workshop in Boston. And it was about this idea of cultivating the relationship with our bodies, because they are in fact with us all the time until the end. And I talked about the idea of the idealized romantic relationship versus the real nitty-gritty of a long-term relationship. And Susan also gets into the idea of love affairs versus relationships. But you could almost apply the Four Noble Truths of love to your relationship with your body. You know, our bodies never stabilize. Wanting them to be stable and unchanging is part of what causes us so much suffering. Being able to ride the waves and the changes and the uncertainty and the groundlessness is a form of love for yourself. And it actually potentiates you, or allows you to use your body as an instrument to live your life, rather than thinking of it as this object to be contained and chiseled and perfected and, you know, made to comply. And the path is related to meditation, to paying attention, to softening and opening ourselves, to the change, to the unknown, and to one another as well. You know, because our bodies, even though they create this sort of separate package that makes us individual and in some ways alone, also allow us to connect with others. And so these are just some thoughts riffing on Susan Piver's riff on the Four Noble Truths. I love this book so much, and I love Susan so much, and I think that this is just a heart offering to us from her, and I encourage you to pick it up and do whatever you can to be around Susan and hear her thoughts on this. So that's all for today. I wish you a wonderful week and a lot of love for yourself and for others.